Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin continues to hover just above the 27,150 level, but that means it is above the ideal retracement for this B wave, which should ideally not have exceeded 27,150, but it did, and we have a sustained break of that 78.6 fib level. As you know, this was the level above which a direct move at least to the downside becomes less likely. So we start to see some upside pressure fueled a little bit by here the debt ceiling talks and possible agreements in the US apparently. But as I said, there was no sign that this local uptrend had stopped in the current scenario. However, ideally, a move above 27,150 should have been avoided. Now it didn't avoid it. It pushed a little higher, but it has not invalidated the current scenario. That invalidation, however, will occur above the 27,700 level. If we break above that, I would first see this as a higher wave 4 or as a B wave. So that means I just see it simply as a stronger or larger correction to the upside in what I would consider an A, B, C or WXY structure, which would end somewhere, and that depends on how high we eventually push. So talking here about the 1-to-1 ratio, 27,770 wouldn't even lead to much more of a push, or the 1.618 extension at 28,950. As soon as the subdivisions get a little bit clearer and we get the first deeper pullback, we can calculate more, a little bit more precisely the possible target. But first of all, we need to break above the invalidation point, because if we don't, at the moment the downside scenario is still possible. However, of course, it's getting challenged. Yeah, the immediate downside, and it may get invalidated, which, however, based on everything I can see, would most likely only lead to a corrective move up. Yeah, not necessarily to a bullish breakout that we are already in a third wave rally. Yeah, I think we will be getting into this yellow third wave, but to believe that, I need to see a 5-wave move to the upside. So very simple. I haven't seen a 5-wave move to the upside yet. That doesn't mean the price couldn't rally. It surely could. But it would only be possible either in a correction, as I've shown you before, like an A, B, C structure, or if it becomes a 5-wave move, then we can say, okay, probably the low was in, and then we just simply wait for the first ABC pullback. Yeah, for everybody who's a bit uncertain now, but that takes patience as well, and I know it will be hard emotionally, but everybody who's a bit uncertain now, oh dear, I missed buying the lows, and but that, that's exactly why I always say what you cannot predict, you can manage with tactics. That's why I do like that scaling in, scaling out approach, because everybody who adopted scaling in would have at least have a foot in the door. Yeah, that's sort of the strategy I typically, I don't want to say promote, because everybody needs to decide that for themselves, but that's at least what works for me, so that I'm never left chasing, right? Because you don't want to be all in, all out, because then you're always left chasing. Yeah, and markets turn around all the time. I did mention it in a few Bitcoin videos now, that I think the move to the upside will be choppy. Emotional traders will suffer. So work on your emotions for the ride to the upside, because it will be whipsaw. There will be a lot of up and down. I don't think it will be easy, especially given the economic situation, uncertainty in the market, but also the structure I see here. I think it will be very messy. So if you are an all in, all out person, maybe adjust your approach, and maybe size down, less leverage or something, because it will be very hard for emotional traders. Yeah, and you will be less emotional if you size down, or at least you have your strategy spot on. But yeah, I need to see 5 waves up to believe it, and then 3 waves down. Then we can also confirm that a low was made. Until then, any move to the upside can be corrective. It can of course be traded to the upside, but it is likely then to turn around again. Okay, so at least we cannot confirm that a low has been made, which makes it difficult. But yeah, I mean, as I said, it could be that we already are in that third wave and that we are already rallying. But then again, it would only be possible in a diagonal pattern where the wave 1 is a 3-wave structure. The wave 2 was a 3-wave structure, but it came down a little bit too deep for a wave 2. Okay, it didn't invalidate it, still quite bearish. The wave 3 would be an ABC structure, and so that's what we want to see, okay? 5 waves up, and only then we can say it has bottom, and then you get your first 3-wave pullback. Now, waiting for all these 5 waves to complete will be very difficult for many people, okay? So yeah, I'm just saying. But for now, again, even though we pushed above the 27,150 level, literally price only moved up like $200 or something since yesterday, or 300, but it is not a confirmation that we're bullish, okay? It's interesting how such a small push to the upside affects emotions, because I always see it in the YouTube comments. Literally not much happened. I mean, we've been talking about it since Thursday that prices are going to move up further, but that there should be a reaction here. But I also told you what level to watch out for that needs to be broken to confirm that we have topped. Now again, those levels were never broken, so the trend is your friend and we continue to push higher. Never broke that trend line either. So, and next resistances are around 27,500 and 27,700. So absolute whipsaw movement, absolute choppy price action, catches a lot of people out. We need to understand that we are in a correction. In a correction, you get these movements. And what is also worth considering is just sort of this trend line here. I just added to the chart sort of as additional info because it could lead to a bit of a rejection there. We'll see. A move to the upside would take us first to 27,700 and then maybe 28,390, which is that structural. No, it needs to be a bit lower. 28,320, which will be the structural resistance there. This might become some kind of an inverse head and shoulders here. It's a bit ugly for everybody who likes patterns. Left shoulder, yeah, head, and then if we get a rejection here, right shoulder, and then maybe a move up, yeah, before we come down again. So unfortunately, it all gets delayed a little bit. Certainly a lot of emotions in the market and a lot of speculation around that debt ceiling. I think on Tuesday we will get some more impulses from there. So expect also a bit of volatility into next week. But for now, the overall scenario hasn't changed. Okay, so hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.